call this September 11th work session of the Oconee County Board of Education to order. First thing we need to do is we need approval of the agenda, and we need a motion to do so.
So moved.
Mr. Burgess?
Second.
Mr. Ransom, all in favor? Passes 5-0. Next, we have our superintendent's report. Dr. Branch.
Thank you, Ms. Argo. Thank you, board members. Just a few things on the superintendent's report tonight. Of course, we know the day is September the 11th, and you probably have seen lots of various tributes. I want to congratulate our students at North Oconee and the work that they did, along with our representative and some other dignitaries that were there. They placed 2,977 United States flags to commemorate the men and women lost on 9/11. So proud for our students to be recognizing the importance of today. Moving to more celebratory topics, we want to again let the board know that our 12 Teachers of the Year were named Friday. You probably saw all the social media traffic there. We want to congratulate those 12 teachers. Look forward to celebrating those men and women on September the 28th, where we'll name our District Teacher of the Year. And I always appreciate the board taking part in that great evening where we recognize the great leaders and teachers that are there. And we always talk about having world-class teachers and world-class leaders, and certainly this group, I think you'll find are the best of the best in those world-class groups we have all around. So, also want to congratulate our two high schools, North and Oconee, for once again being named U.S. News Best High Schools. They were the top two high schools in Northeast Georgia, within the top 30 in the state of Georgia, and the top 1,000 in the United States, which places them in the top 5% of all high schools in our nation. So congratulations to those two high schools, and I know that both Keith and Kevin would tell you that that is a K-12 recognition for all of the preparation and hard work that our students get prior to high school and the good work that takes place in our high schools. So accolades continue to roll in for all of our schools. Had the opportunity to meet with our 3 advisory panels this week, teacher, student, and parent, and talk about some great things that are going on in the school system. And I can tell you every time, Dr. Stansel and I met with our students, and every time we meet with them, we step away understanding why all those accolades come in, because we just have some great students and great families in our district, so along with great teachers. So reminder, no one in this room needs that reminder necessarily, but I'll remind us anyway that we are involved in a strategic planning process, and we look forward to September the 19th. We have communicated with our community multiple times through various ways. Our principals have had that in their newsletter for some time. We've sent out social media invitations. We'll continue that, and I believe Dr. Stansel may be aware that we have over 400 that have RSVP'd that they're planning to attend, and we hope to have even more than that. So we'll continue to invite our community as is imperative as we go forward and plan for the future, that we understand what it is the community seeks in our schools and where we can improve going forward. The last thing I have is there's always lots of opportunities out there to support our students. Athletically, we have activities across the board. I don't think we've had a chance to gather together formally since the Hog Mountain Bowl, where we had, I believe, over 7,000 individuals in a community of 40,000 attend on that evening, and what a great evening it was. Our other sports continue to participate at high levels and have great crowds as well. I think our first football game at Dove Creek Middle School had nearly 1,000 individuals there as well. So I know that we spend quite a bit of time and resources to try to make sure that our students have those opportunities, and we all know the value of that. But our community clearly knows the value too and wants to come out and support. So lots of activities taking place. Steve does a wonderful job of listing those activities on social media each week so everyone can see it, and we get lots of great feedback from that. So encourage everyone, if you're not going out to support our students outside of the classroom, please stop by and do that. That'll conclude Superintendent's report unless there are questions.
Thank you, Dr. Branch. Next on our agenda is presentations and discussions. First, we have teaching and learning report. Welcome, Dr. Stansel.
Thank you. Good evening, board members. The September 2023 Teaching and Learning Report contains 2 items of information and no action items. The first item of information is our District Title III meeting. The District Title III night was held Tuesday, August 29th at the Oconee County Civic Center. Families of our ESOL students were invited to attend to learn more information about the ESOL program at their child's school and the supplemental instructional resources available to their student. Thank you to Beth Parks for coordinating this wonderful evening for our families. The second item of information is strategic planning. Dr. Branch already shared a little bit about this, and I'll share a little bit more just to remind everybody once again. But as you know, we are very excited about our upcoming community engagement session that we will be hosting on September 19th at 6 p.m. at the Oconee County Civic Center. We've had lots of community members RSVP, like Dr. Branch said, over 400 at this point, and we are excited about this opportunity to gain valuable feedback from our parents, community members, staff, and even students who will be attending. Also, as a reminder, this is our timeline for strategic planning for this year. As you can see, we started to cross some items off the timeline with our COGNY accreditation and then our OCS planning meeting and board training that we had with you guys back in August. September 19th will be our community strategic planning event. And then during the months of September and October, we will send out surveys to any stakeholders who are not able to attend that event to get their feedback as well. And then in November, we'll hold a planning team meeting on November 9th. In January, we'll start having strategic action team meetings and then begin developing our plan. Dr. Branch will recommend approval of the plan in April, and then you guys will have the opportunity in May and June to review the plan and have it posted. And then once approved in June, our school improvement plans will be developed and reviewed annually. And that concludes the teaching and learning report, unless there are any questions.
One quick question. So for the community engagement session, I know that we're taking registration for that. Are people able to register that night when they get there also?
They are able to register the day of, but they can also come without RSVP. So they don't need to RSVP to come.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have technology. Welcome, Dr. White.
Good evening, board members and Dr. Branch. Technology has one action item for the September 18th regular session. Audio-Visual Innovations will continue to honor their request for proposal pricing for projectors that was approved by the Board of Education at the September 19th, 2022 regular session. Superintendent's recommendation is for the Board of Education to approve Audio-Visual Innovations with a bid of $54,304 for 128 projectors as part of our replacement cycle. This will be paid for using ELOST and general fund dollars. And that concludes the technology report, unless there's any questions.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, we have human resources. Welcome, Mr. Copeland.
Thank you. The Oconee County Schools Human Resources Division has one item of information this evening and one action item for the September 18th board meeting. Our item of information this evening is to let you know about our recruitment events that were held on August 10th and August 26th in partnership with our Operations Division. These events were an opportunity for interested parties to meet with school and district level leadership to learn about the various classified positions available in Oconee County Schools. Additionally, we have been strategically thinking outside of the box for other recruitment methods that can aid in our endeavors. As a result, we have made an organizational shift and are actively recruiting from within by offering the opportunity for dual employment to our certified and classified staff. For example, a current paraprofessional with Oconee County Schools could become trained as a bus driver and fulfill both roles while earning additional income. This also allows our bus drivers to join the staff of one of our 12 schools while maintaining their role as a driver. We are excited about the possibilities of this new approach, and tonight you will see an example of an employee already taking advantage of this opportunity contained within your personnel recommendations. While we're proud of the work that our leaders have accomplished as it relates to our classified hires, we do feel it prudent to explore other avenues as we seek to fill all vacancies. Tonight, you have before you for consideration a contract with ESS. ESS is an educational employment service group that would like to partner with OCS to fill our current paraprofessional, school food nutrition, and custodial vacancies. This is a one-year contract with the option to renew, and no current staff of OCS will be impacted. We also retain the ability to hire our own staff directly. ESS will develop a pool of pre-screened applicants that are supplied to our principals for their consideration. We feel this provides yet another viable option to meet the needs of our schools, and the superintendent's recommendation is for the Board of Education to issue a contract to ESS for staffing services at the September 18th board meeting. This concludes what we've prepared this evening, but we remain available for any questions.
Questions? Mr. Bridges?
Justin, on the opportunities for current employees to sort of dual employ, I know it's early in the process, but have you seen much movement with that opportunity yet, or a lot of interest so far that maybe haven't materialized?
Yes, sir. We have seen some excitement with that. As I stated, tonight you will see one personnel recommendation for that. Additionally, we have heard from several of our classified staff at the school level who are looking to start the training to become a bus driver. So we are hopeful that that's going to continue to pay dividends moving forward.
That's great. And on the ESS contract, that doesn't include bus drivers, correct?
That is correct. ESS does not supply that service.
Okay. And the individuals that they identify and bring forward for consideration, it'll still be up to the principals to make the decision as to who gets hired and who doesn't?
Absolutely.
Okay, great, thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have our Associate Superintendent's report. Welcome, Dr. Liddell.
Good evening, everyone. The Associate Superintendent's report contains 3 items of information and 5 action items for the September 18th Board of Education meeting. The first item of information is our school nutrition participation. I'm happy to report that we've seen an overall increase for the school system in both breakfast and lunch when compared to last year. The second item of information is our school safety update. Again, happy to report that Oconee County Schools has been awarded the Safer Georgia Schools grant. That's a competitive grant that the school system applied for to enhance our safety and security measures. The total grant award was $250,000. There were 2 private schools locally that participated in that grant application that will receive a portion of those funds. But we here in Oconee County Schools will use those funds in order to purchase additional access controls as well as surveillance cameras for our schools. The third item of information, let me back up. Also wanted to let you know that we have completed intruder alert drills at all 12 of our schools. This puts us in compliance with the Keep Georgia Schools Safe Act, or Title 20-2-1185, which was recently passed, that requires schools to complete intruder alert drills and also requires all staff and students to participate in those drills. This is a practice that we've kept here at Oconee County Schools for a number of years. However, they did require at the past session that be done before October of every year. Our general practice is to complete those drills before September of every year to ensure that all of our students and faculty that are new to our buildings and our processes are aware of what to do in those situations. The third item of information is our enrollment summaries. The information here on the slide, you'll see we have now a total of 12 schools, 1 primary, 6 elementary, 3 middle, and 2 high schools. In those schools, we have 8,456 students represented. That's a 56% increase in total enrollment since 2010. Next here, you'll see a summary of our student enrollment, and as as well as our student capacity at each schools. In other words, how many students each school is built for. Just want to point out a couple of things on this slide. You'll see Malcolm Bridge Elementary, as it stands today, is built for 600 students, and we have 574 students enrolled at that school. But there's an ongoing addition that will be completed before the start of next year to address that. The next closest school I want to point out is North Oconee, is currently at 1,479 students. And as you can see there, they're built for 1,500 students. And finally, we have here a summary of our total enrollment over the last decade. I want to point out that you'll see a slight reprieve in total enrollment for this year compared to last year on this slide. But based on that 56% growth in enrollment since 2010, we would anticipate that reprieve be short-lived, and staff is going to continue to monitor that trend and plan for the growth that we've seen over the last 15 years or so. We have 5 action items for this evening. All of them are field trips, which you see here on the screen. These field trips represent schools, North Oconee High School, Oconee County High School, and Oconee County Middle School. The superintendent's recommendation is to approve these trips as presented. That concludes the Associate Superintendent's report, unless there's any questions.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Next, we have student services.
Good evening, board members and Dr. Branch. The Oconee County Schools Student Service, September 11th, 2022, listen to me. Board of Education contains 2 items of information and 1 action item for September 18th. The first item of information is Project Search site at Piedmont Athens Regional Hospital. We are very fortunate that 3 of our students, the graduates, were accepted into the internship program with Piedmont and Project Search. They're going to be experiencing a year-long internship with Athens Piedmont Hospital with, at the end of the year, the opportunity to be employed. And the Georgia Vocational Rehab is working with them in order to place them at Piedmont Hospital or at another local job. This was a great opportunity for our graduates. The graduates are from Oconee and North Oconee both. There was only 9 students in the 13 districts that were accepted into the internship program, so we were excited that 3 of them came from Oconee County. The next item of information is the flu shots. We do partner with the board, Georgia Department of Public Health, and we have already started that last week. They are coming to all the schools every Monday from 9 to 10, offering flu shots to employees and their families. The action item for September 18th is the action item of Northeast Georgia RESA, Special Education Shared Service Contract. The Board of Education annually approves a fixed contract with Northeast Georgia Regional Educational Service Agency. And this is for special education shared services. It is a fixed price, and it is $440,324.95. These shared services provide services to our students with IEPs such as audiology, educational interpreters, PT, OT, SLPs, and teachers of the visually impaired. So the superintendent's recommendation for this Board of Education is for the Board of Education to approve this fixed contract with Northeast Georgia RESA for the special education services for the September 18th board meeting. And that's all that we have for student services, unless there's any questions on that.
Any questions? Thank you, Ms. Cornhill. Next, we have operations. Welcome, Mr. Ricketson.
Good evening. The Oconee County Schools Operations September 11, 2023 Board of Education report contains 2 items of information and 1 action item for the September 18, 2023 Board of Education meeting. The first item of information is the energy report. It's been updated for the month of July. Second item is the lead custodian meeting. The August lead custodian meeting was held on Thursday, August 10th, and was hosted by a team at Dove Creek Middle School. The team discussed the proper usage and care of floor scrubbers, as well as the importance of labeling chemicals. Our custodial teams are to be commended for the rigorous work ensuring that our schools are clean for health. We actually have 3 items of information. The third item of information is the construction update. First, we have Malcolm Bridge Elementary School. As you can see from the photographs, we're making really good progress inside and out. The classrooms are starting to take shape. This job is going really, really well and on schedule. Next, we have the tennis court lighting project. We're excited to announce that the underground conduit is installed at Oconee High. We're working at North Oconee High now, and we're expecting to see some light poles standing by the end of the month. The primary school, elementary school, and high school phase 2 modifications. We've got a picture here of Oconee High. We've been continuing to do a lot of roofing work at that building. We're getting close to being finished. There's just a lot of detail work on this building. As you can see, there's so many shapes and everything. It's taking a lot of time to button up these details, but we're getting close. Next. And finally, we have the ISE. As you can see, the second and third floors are in place. They're going to pour the concrete decks next week. The first course of the asphalt has been installed, the curb and gutter is in, and we're moving along well on that project. This warm, dry weather has been a blessing for us. And I skipped out of order. I apologize. Fourth item of information is transportation update. There were 4 field trips, 72 athletic trips, 0 special education trips, 76 buses were deployed for a total of 3,828 miles. Finally, we have 1 action item for this for the September 18th meeting, and that is for the capital outlay application to the Department of Education. As you can see, this is for a renovation and modification at Rocky Branch Elementary School that will occur next summer. And it's the superintendent's recommendation for the Board of Education to approve the FY25 capital outlay application. That includes the operations report. Unless there are any questions.
Any questions? Mr. Burgess?
Fred, on all the construction projects you went through, are they all basically still on schedule, the original schedule that you established when you started those?
With the exception of the modifications project at the high school, elementary, and primary school, that was supposed to have concluded before school started. And
what's the estimated timeline being on those 3?
They should be finishing up by the end of the month.
In September?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Thanks.
Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda is communications. Mr. Calder.
Ms. Arago, board members, nice to see everyone tonight. Our first item of information from communications is an update on customer service training we've been having with front office and various departments throughout the district. We have had some really good, productive sessions, just reminders of talking through different scenarios that we see at the start of the school year, strategies for phone calls, email, in-person, and social media. So we've had some good, again, productive sessions. The line that works best, though, in all the presentations, I have to give credit to Ms. O, let them hear your smile over the phone. That line works best every time we have the session. Also had some media training opportunities with athletic teams. We've enjoyed that opportunity, and that is still an option for teams as we move forward throughout the school year. And our second item of information is the August and September highlights video package. It's been another exciting month in our schools, and while I do enjoy the time that you and I spend together on these meetings, the highlight of every week for me is going out to these schools and seeing these students and these teachers and the work that they're doing. And that concludes communications, unless there are any questions for me.
Thank you. Okay, next on our agenda, we do have a need to go into executive session and need a motion to do so.
I'll make a motion that the board will adjourn to executive session to discuss or deliberate upon personnel matters as described in the affidavit to be attached to the minutes.
Thank you, Ms. Parrish.
Make a second.
Thank you, Mr. Hammock. All in favor? Passes 5-0.
Take a couple minutes, clear the room, go